My name is Sudhanva Deshpande, and welcome to Studio Sabdar. I'm standing in Studio Sabdar, as you can see. Studio Sabdar is a small performance and rehearsal space that was set up in 2012 in an area called Shadipur in New Delhi. The space has been named after Safdar Hashmi, who was a member of Jannat Manch, and he along with a worker, Ram Bahadur, were killed when we were performing on the 1st of January, 1989, on the outskirts of Delhi. Safdar had this idea of creating a space that would become a resource for theatre people. One of the things that he used to complain about is that theatre doesn't have infrastructure really where you can work. You have spaces where you go and sort of prepare your play. जहाँ पर भी आपको जगह मिलती है वहाँ पर जाकर आप नाटक अपना तैयार करते हैं, किसी के घर की छत पे, कहीं स्कूल में, कहीं और पार्क में वगैरह वगैरह, और उसके बाद आप सीधा जाते हैं ऑडिटोरियम में. ये हम बात कर रहे हैं 1980s की. सीधा जाते हैं ऑडिटोरियम में जहाँ लाइटें होती हैं, ये होता है, वो होता है, और सब कुछ जो है बदल जाता है. और खास तौर पे जो टेक्नीशियंस होते हैं उनको बहुत कम वक्त मिलता है नाटक के ऊपर काम करने का. तो उसका इरादा ये था, सफदर का इरादा ये था कि कोई ऐसी जगह हो जहां पर कि नाटक वाले आकर के नाटक की तैयारी के अंदर काम कर पाएं. इट बिकम्स अ रिसोर्स, a space where people can try out their ideas and also do small performances. So that's how this space was set up in 2012. Now, what's happened is that after independence for about 50 years, we basically depended on the state to provide space for us. And what they did was to build this auditoria, many of which are really big auditoria, which are of no use to us. Over time, especially in the current century, the last 15 years or so roughly, a lot of theater people have set up their own spaces. Studio Sabdar is only one of them. And we thought that it would be a good idea to have conversations around these spaces and with the people who build these spaces in the pandemic. Because in the pandemic, theater spaces have suffered as well, as much as anything else. And we thought it might be a good idea to take a pause and to talk to people who have set up their own spaces. And today, I'm very happy, delighted that we are joined by Rupali Vaidya, Rupali Bhave, and Pradeep Vaidya, who are both theater people from Pune. Rupali is an actress and theater facilitator. She's a voice actor, translator, and storyteller. She's the founder of Jacaranda, a theater organization for children. She's written the children's book Lights, Camera, Action, The Life and Times of Dadasaheb Phalke for Pratham Books. She's the program manager for SMART, Strategic Management in the Art of Theatre, and thereby Rupali and I are colleagues in SMART as well. Pradeep Vaidya has been working in theatre for over 20 years as a writer, director, music composer, singer, light designer, theatre trainer, and theatre manager. He graduated from the first batch of SMART, and he has to his credit a Meta each for Best Light Design in 2007, 2011, 2016. Besides several nominations in all these years, other prestigious awards for his all-round work in theatre include MIFTA in 2012, Zee Gaurav Awards for Lights in 2008, 13, 15, for writing in 2014 and 19, for setting and direction in 2019, and the Tanveer Natya Dharmi Puraskar in 2012. His organization, Expression Lab, has been making crucial impact on Pune's theatre ecosystem for the last 10 years. Presently, he's working on projects developing alternate spaces for theatre. And that's where we begin. So, Pradeep and Rupali, here we are in the middle of a pandemic and everything is shut. Nobody knows what the future of theatre spaces and of live theatre is going to be. And in the middle of all this, the two of you have set up a new theatre space. Have you consulted a doctor and have you been certified to be crazy, absolutely crazy?
Yeah, we've been called that on occasion, but this is probably, I think, by far the biggest mad venture that we've launched on.
But I think the pandemic has made its way in between. I mean,
Actually,
it was not exactly as what see it. We began somewhere in November, December, and the work was underway, and the pandemic came in, and then we had to wait. and we waited for 4 months. And actually, the major part of the work that took place from 17th of June to 17th of August. Even in between, we had a 10 days lockdown in Pune, which was the second lockdown in Pune. So that's how it went. So it looks like we developed it in amidst the pandemic, but actually it's the other way around.
Pandemic kind of disrupted our plans for a bit.
So you're trying to tell me that you're not crazy, but you can't convince me. I've known the two of you quite well for a number of years now, and I can certify that you're absolutely stark raving mad, because it takes mad people to imagine these crazy things, and it takes mad people to make them come alive and to breathe life into them. And you know, I'm delighted, frankly, honestly, I'm totally delighted that we are starting this series on Theatre Spaces with the two of you and the box. Now, can we come to the box? Can you show us some images of the box and walk us through those images?
Yeah.
So this is the box as it looks from the outside. We have a small
gorgeous, lovely colors, beautiful,
park for
colors.
two-wheelers. Yeah, and the green part that you see here is going to be converted into something which is very interesting. We are going to call it something else, but it's open art gallery. So that's going to be the design. There will be the displays, and we might share this space with all the art schools of Pune so that they can have their exhibitions here. And this entire thing is going to be used as the two-wheeler parking. We have a four-wheeler parking which will accommodate around 100 cars in the same premises. It is basically a abandoned industrial outfit which was not working for several years, 20 to 25 years, and we hired it for this space, the box, and now what it looks like is this. So
and so what are the dimensions of the space? Pradeep, give us some idea of how large the space is.
Yeah, the space that you are seeing now is 55 feet by 35 feet. That's the floor. And there is one mezzanine there, you can see. That's 35 feet by 16 feet. That's an open mezzanine.
And from where this photograph is taken, there's another mezzanine floor behind us, which is closed, but which has a window. So the idea was that this open mezzanine that you see can be used either as a performance space, or you could have the technical team sitting there to operate the lights and the music. And if you choose to have it as your performance space, the closed mezzanine with the window on the floor can serve as your technical area.
So this is the, if we put a proscenium type stage that's 35 feet by 20 feet, which you can see at the distal end of the photo.
And up here, there's a window that is the window to the
standby technical room, you can say. And behind that, the wall at the end of this photo, we have one green room.
Yeah, this is
a huge green room, like 20 feet by 35 feet. And another green room is not shown here, but that's below the mezzanine, open mezzanine floor.
At the opposite end also, there's another green room. And now we come to the outside again. Yeah. So this area near the trees that you see, we plan to convert it. It's not all done yet, and in a bit we'll hopefully speak about that. But we intend to convert it into a sitting space with some awnings perhaps, and again with some displays for audience come and just sit and have a chat before or after the show.
The outside work is still going on. Inside we have completed the work, and we have begun with some shootings, and some performances will start after we get the permission. But the space that is 35 feet by 55 feet and the height is 16 feet, we have it air conditioned, and we have 40 lights installed there, and we plan to install another 30 lights in a week's time. So
I think I'll stop sharing now.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. This is this is really gorgeous. So Roopali and Pradeep, what was the biggest challenge you faced in getting the space ready?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So before the pandemic, I think the one big thing that everybody faces was the funds, and that was the biggest challenge, getting that, because as Pradeep told you earlier, this was an industrial shed. So we weren't really in a position to show anybody saying, look, this is what uh, we want to create. That was only in more than mine in his head. He had the idea of the design and the visual and how it would look and so on. So funding was a thing, but both of us are smart alum, and what we did was we just went asking around and ask. That's Arundhati's mantra. And we just asked and asked and asked. And during the pandemic, it was the other challenge during the pandemic was to hold on to the space. What happened was during our initial budgeting, we had managed to set aside a little buffer for once the space resumed, so that we breathe easy for the first couple of months till the space picks up. And what the pandemic did was it just ate up into the buffer. And what it did was then we had to rethink design. And in terms of not just expense, but so yeah, we had to rethink design because we were looking for achieving the same result, but with different material that would be less expensive, easily available, and how to put it in place in a short time, because once the lockdown was lifted, once we were allowed to work indoors with certain restrictions, how to get it up and running really quickly was the other challenge. So we had to change design.
I know that there are many theatre people who are watching us right now. And so we are very interested always as theatre people, you know this, we know this, in detail. You know, the nuts and bolts always fascinate us. So can you give us some idea of what you mean by change of design, materials, etc.? These are things that I think I understand generally, but specifically.
Yeah, no, two very interesting things, but probably Pradeep should explain about the wall, especially. That was the most interesting change in design that we made. And
yeah, so this industrial outfit had, it's a half part of a shed. It's an industrial shed, and we have hired half of the part of that shed, and a part
on the other side.
On the other side, we don't have budget to control that or have that in our possession. So there is this constant fear that who will occupy that part, and if they occupy and if they are noisy, or even if we are noisy, if that is going to disturb them. So we were bothered about this wall, the central wall. That's a huge wall that is 70 feet in length and 27 feet in height. That's the centralmost part of the cabin.
Also, there was only half the wall. What you see now is the entire wall, right up to the ceiling. There was only half, so we needed to cover it up. And initially, we thought we would construct the remainder of the wall, and that was proving expensive once the funds were not there. So he researched a lot.
So we researched a lot, and we got this option, which is made in fly ash and certain material like wood के जो parts होते हैं वो सब use करके. This is a very light material, and it also serves as a soundproof barrier between the two. I mean, and the third thing is, when we finalized this material, that gave me another idea about choosing materials, that this entire wall can be shifted to any other location. This is rental space. So this is another danger that the pandemic exposed us to, because the landlords are in a very tricky moods right now. So if they say you have to go, so kahan jayenge? Kya karenge is material? The material cannot be just, we cannot spend money on the material just like that. So even a single screw that we have used, we can take it out and take it to some other place if it is needed. So only the original 4 walls of the outer side, उसपे जो paint लगा हुआ है, वो हम ले नहीं जा सकते. बाकी सारा हम
everything else can be dismantled and taken away.
Therefore, yeah. So that is how we chose the material. Secondly, I wanted the entire thing to look a very friendly material, friendly space for theater people. So whatever we use for soundproofing or whatever, the lights or whatever, everything is what we see in some theater space. Like in Prithvi, we come along with the iron structures on the top, or we see bamboos in some theater spaces, we see wings, all those materials. So only those materials that are used in theater, we have used all them in the space. There are no fancy materials to control the sound or whatever. It's very simple material that we have used, so they are cost effective as well.
Do you have, somebody else is asking, I don't know their name because it's the device name that I can see. They're asking, do you have an image of the lighting grid?
Yeah.
You can see the light grid, and I don't think we can see it entirely, but at least a
the
little bit.
photographs are a bit older. I mean, 2 weeks before, they were taken 2 weeks before. So now you have more, I mean, thrice more bars, light bars than what you see here. And these are only the 50% of lights that we.
I think these are only 30 lights that
30
we
lights
set up.
that we have set up. So we'll have total 80 lights up to this corner, the left corner of the entire thing will be covered with lights.
Cool. So
and we have side lights as well.
And look at them. Sanjana is asking, while you're looking for the photos, what is the programming plan and the audience plan? Basically, the life of the same now and post the COVID lockdown. That was exactly my next question. In fact, going to be, what kind of activities have you planned? How do you plan to breathe life into this?
Yeah, so primarily what we are looking at is the permission that government should give us, and uske baad jo hoga. So we are thinking of it's partly curated and partly rented out kind of scenario, because we don't want to just keep on renting it out to people and just be a space. I mean, we want to create a certain kind of vibration among the theater fraternity in Pune. So there are many initiatives that are coming up from our friends who are going to help people in post-COVID scenario. And these are our US based friends. Kala, the Underwriters Fund, Rupali can tell about that. Yeah.
So right now, Sanjana, the thing is, since audiences aren't allowed, actually we intended this to be primarily a space for theater, but during the making we realized this is going to be a really versatile space, and we were kind of reassured by other people who came to look at it during and once it was completed that it is indeed versatile. So some shootings have been going on, and right now with appropriate measures excuse me, it's being used to shoot digital content. But once we have the permissions, we want this to be, like Pradeep said, we'll curate some and generally also rent out to people. So our friends in California Arts Association have come together and established an underwriters fund for theater groups who would like to perform at the box to just ensure that they don't have to worry so much about audiences not coming in, and the box doesn't suffer on that count. So we can have a partnership with the theater groups, and clearly we all make efforts to get the audiences in, but should it so happen that they don't, we will be supported by the Underwriters Fund. This initiative has come from their side. Other than that, not just renting, but we are also looking at maybe a revenue sharing model with some of the theater groups where it's ticket based or some such.
Right. I think one of the challenges that one always faces in this kind of a situation is that if one builds in a certain kind of subsidy into the space, in whatever way, it may be a cash subsidy, it may be some other kind of subsidy, then the pressure on theater groups to mobilize audiences and to be able to get resources from their audiences, that kind of goes down a little bit. So I think it's going to be a very interesting sort of balancing act for you to kind of make sure that both the that there is support for theatre groups, but also that theatre groups are also pushed to get audiences and to raise resources from those audiences. So while we are on the question of resources and so on, are you still looking for more resources? Is there something that, I mean, the people who are listening to you, is there some way that somebody might want to help out, etc.? Is there something?
Yes, we are, because like I said earlier, the pandemic kind of eroded our funds, and some of the plans had to be put on back burner right now. And as the space pays for itself, we will slowly start utilizing some of those funds to implement those plans. So for example, the open art gallery that I showed a picture of earlier, the design of which, and that we put on the back burner because there's not enough funds for that. For example, there's another little space, the entrance lobby, where we've earmarked a little space. The idea is to kind of create changing museum of all things theater. So maybe you could display costumes from a particular period, or maybe some of the set and props used for specific plays. And right now I'm sure we'll think of a better name for it, but right now I think this is like a museum that can keep changing periodically. We could allow theater groups who are performing to use that space. So to create that space also, so majorly funds, yes. And then also, once that's in place, to maybe contribute with their art and stuff for the museum.
One of our group of our friends have suggested that they will buy the online tickets of whatever shows are conducted in box. I mean, if the theater groups are willing to show their work outside, I mean, through those ticketing models, I mean, they are going to help these people ultimately in revenue terms. So I think these kind of help, I mean, the help can come in various ways. And this help model is new that COVID has given us. I mean, we never thought that our show will be watched in San Francisco by people.
As it's being performed. So it's a live streaming that they're thinking of.
So this kind of arrangements can be done as a help measure also. I mean,
we are now in the last 5 minutes of our conversation, but I just want to say to people who are on Zoom right now, friends who are on Zoom, if you want to make your videos if you want to turn on your videos, please do so. If there's a question that you want to ask in person, then please, ask. Arundhati is already there. She has a question actually. Why don't you just go ahead and ask your question?
Yeah, amazing effort.
Thank you.
Rupali, this is awesome. And yeah, I was just wondering, are you going to think of any kind of membership modules? That's one, and connected to that, the temporary exhibition space that Rupali spoke about is brilliant, but it's also a space for sponsorship. You could ask people to actually sponsor that space where others come and do their exhibitions. So I was just thinking of other resources you can get.
Right, right. Oh, that's a great idea. Thank you.
Yeah.
And yes, membership. Sorry, you want to say this?
No.
So, well, right now we haven't planned for anything. This is one of the ideas in our notebooks, but probably eventually. It's a lot is happening right now, and things are changing pretty swiftly, because we hadn't envisaged that this could be utilized. So somebody the other day had come in and asked us about shooting for product shoots,
vehicles especially. They asked us, can you increase
just widen the doorway so that we can
bring the bus in or truck in and shoot it here. I mean, so
what is extremely what I appreciate extremely is that anybody who comes in is suddenly taken by the space, and they're contributing so many ideas, and that's fabulous, and I'm really grateful for that.
You also have other spaces in Pune, right?
So that was one thing. Yeah. So that was one thing. You did say that we started the space in the pandemic, but we also lost one space in the pandemic. The one that a couple of
studio.
Yeah, the studio space that we had created. it kind of, I don't know, now looking back, it seems like it was a precursor or a prep space for this to come into being. But we had to let it go. It started becoming unaffordable, especially maintaining both. And then that had to go because this was the actual original dream.
We still have one more rehearsal space, but
So the one we came to is gone.
yeah, it's gone.
That's gone.
Ah, okay.
And,
okay.
and this space that you now have, the box, is it close to that space? Can you tell us where in Pune
It's quite close, yeah.
this is?
It's bang on Karve Road. That's Karve Road is the main road in Pune, and it connects the Deccan area
To the Kothurud area.
Kothurud area.
Kothurud area.
There is this SNDT
College.
campus.
Exactly
and just
opposite
bang
that, we have
opposite,
this space.
And,
Oh, wow. So it's actually on Karve Road. It's on the main road.
yeah, it's bang on Karve Road. It's 50 meters away
fantastic.
from. Yeah, the gate is
Fantastic.
50 meters.
And soon, probably soon as in 2 years, probably metro station is coming up at SNDT. So it's even convenient for people to come in without driving.
When you come down from the metro station, you are in the doors of the box.
That's the best. I
That
can vouch for
reminds me
this.
of Studio Safdal.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. That I can vouch for how important it is to have good public transport that
Absolutely.
services whatever space you have. Absolutely. All right. Last 1 minute. Unless there's any other question, there's somebody coming on. Virkin is coming on. Do you want to ask something, Virkin?
Hi.
I just want to say amazing
Thank you.
you.
because we just
Absolutely.
closed up a space, so it's great to hear of a new one.
So, all right.
Actually, so that's why I was just thinking it's time now, I think, for artists who are creating their own spaces to have a separate community called Space Cadets and actually do like, because there'll be so much you will share and learn from each other. It's already, we think of communities. This is a community of independent artists creating space without kuch paisa hai, nahi hai, banao space. It's so amazing.
Exactly. And really, I mean, honestly, the purpose behind this series of conversations is exactly that. The idea is to talk to artists who have created their own spaces in theater, mainly for theater, because that's what we are from, and to just bring all of us, you know, record these conversations, have them there for posterity, and maybe they'll lead to some further conversations and so on. But all right, I had promised a half-an-hour conversation. We are 31 minutes. Thank you so much.
Thank
you.
you. Thank you for having us, and thank you
Rupali.
everybody for coming on. Thank you, Sugandha.
We
Thank
know
you
that
for
you
having
are
us.
absolutely amazing, and we know how talented both of you are, and how driven and how meticulous you are in your planning and your execution. We've worked with both of you, and all of us here send you our very best wishes, lots of love,
Thank
and
you.
all the best.
We'll address you.